Oh no, sure. Let's do a horror movie review in the dark while it's windy and cold and scary. Alright, so I got a chance to watch this movie. It just dropped on Shudder like 2 days ago, roughly 3 days ago. What do I think of this movie? So this will be James Ashcroft's second feature, coming off his debut called Coming Home in the Dark, as well as his writing partner Eli Kent. Royal Ginny Pin is a New Zealand psychological horror film based on Owen Marshall's short story of the same name. Now, this movie stars James Lithgow playing his villainous role as Dave Creeley, as well as Jeffrey Rush playing as Stephen Mortensen. Hope I'm saying that right, Stephen Mortensen. Now, I love psychological films that make you think. I like the ones that kind of like leave you on cliffhangers, movies where you don't know what's going on. I've always loved those type of movies. Those movies or movies where you're just like, this is weird. This is very like those like Midsummer, like those very disturbing imagery movies I love. So let's talk about this movie, The Role of Ginny Pin. It's not one of my favorites. I've watched a lot of very creepy, unsettling movies, and this is by far the most unsettling, most uncomfortable, weirdest shit I've ever seen. Now, this movie covers a judge who has a stroke, ends up getting sent to an assisted living facility, who then encounters his psychopathic fellow patient, John Lithgow. I forget his freaking name in the movie. He uses this hand puppet named Ginny Pin and uses this puppet to terrorize all these other patients. Now, I just want to say the things that he does with this puppet in his hand is the creepiest shit you'll ever see. Almost halfway through the movie, I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's a more creepier version of Unsane. You guys remember Unsane? Where the woman was admitted into this psych therapy. There's just no way of getting out. She had her stalker stalking her inside the building. That was the kind of vibe I was getting. Now, this movie did have many comedic moments in it, but those comedic moments came from those creepy moments. That creepy, laughable vibe, that's where these comedic moments came from. Let's just start off by this creepy Farquaad laugh. Yeah, did that not sound like creepy Farquaad? Kind of a mix between Lord Farquaad and Joaquin Phoenix Joker. That's the kind of vibe I was getting from this. I would say came from the creepy moments. Not all the comedic scenes I would say came from the creepy moments, but there were other scenes of just dialogue, just regular talking scenes, like a scene where he was making fun of him. He was calling him some dried up dog husk. And there's a few dancing scenes. I think there's a couple scenes that were very laughable, creepy. Knees up, Mother Brown. Come along, dearie, let it go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. But you have to love John Lithgow's acting. I mean, his villain roles are always spot on. Even from his villain role from Dexter, he has a great villain role. I think he nailed this role. He made this movie. He made it that creepy movie. As well as the cinematography. I thought the cinematography in this movie was spectacular. Everything just from the camera movements to the colors to the just the lighting, the colors, the camera movements, everything worked perfectly. I've always loved how they've done their camera work. Now, I'm hoping I can get some comments below that can agree with me that this movie was a much cleaner, newer, like a cleaner, fresher feel of The Shining. I just love how this movie just makes you feel trapped inside this place with this man. You know, at times you really felt bad for him. And for a movie to make you feel like that for a character is very powerful. And you know, that's where I feel like you get a lot of the jump scares from because you don't expect them. We're so drawn into where a next scene will skip over to like you hear that sound of that bell, and you're just like, kind of just you're shocked because you're just so drawn in. I thought the soundtrack sounded good. I thought all the eerie music really played in with moving the plot. Um, yeah, very eerie music. Just a very creepy music in general. All right, you guys. So that was my reaction for The Role of Jenny Penn. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you find it uncomfortable and unsettling as I did? Probably did, because that's what this movie was. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next scare.